Good day, everyone. I am Wei Adrian Isariana from BSB HRM 12, and today we're gonna talk about regionalism. So, regionalism are cut into three main points. But first things first, what is regionalism? Regionalism is a theory that holds the unity of nation states, referred to as blocs, strengthening political power and influence in particular geographic regions. Their common objectives, motivations, passions, and aspirations bind them together. For example, the trade blocs. It is a group of countries in a region that enjoy good commercial relations, such as EU or European Union, members who participate in trade blocs that create a single market with lower tariffs. So, if regionalism is not handled appropriately, when individuals wish to separate from a larger nation or union, it can cause violence or division. But when it comes to economic development and growth, regionalism promotes free trade agreements as well as the coordination of economic policies. Now, moving on to the second point. How is regionalism different from globalization and still be a part of it? As stated earlier, it holds the unity of nation states, strengthening power and influence in particular geographic regions. And globalization encompasses the increasing interconnectedness and interdependence of people in countries around the world. Now, examining the primary distinctions between regionalism and globalization can help one understanding the former. Here's a table summarizing the key difference of globalization and regionalism. As you can see, the features of regionalism and globalizations are cut into four parts. The first one is scope. The scope of regionalism only tackles about specific region, while globalization, as from the word globalization, the scope is global. Moving on to the focus. The focus of regionalism is economic, political, social, and cultural integration with a region. And for the globalization, the focus of it is interconnectedness and interdependence of people and countries worldwide. The next one is driving forces. The driving forces of regionalism are shared regional interests, economic opportunities, and political cooperation, while globalization has technological advancements, economic liberalization, and cultural exchange. As for the examples, regionalism has European Union, North American Free Trade Agreement, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, while globalization has World Trade Organization, International Monetary Fund, and United Nations. Despite their differences, they do seem to benefit from one another because regionalism promotes collaboration and integration within an area. It can facilitate international commerce and economic relationships for the countries involved. This serves as a stepping stone towards globalization. Now, moving on to the second key point of regionalism, which is the difference between state to state regionalism and non state regionalism. State to state regionalism is the traditional and most prevalent form of regionalism, characterized by formal agreements and institutions established between sovereign states. National governments play the primary role in negotiations, policy decisions, and implementation of regional initiatives. The example of it are includes the European Union, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Non-state regionalism highlights the participation of entities other than the national governments, including corporations, private citizens, civil society organizations, and regional municipal governments. These organizations work together across borders through networking, knowledge sharing, and cooperation in order to solve problems and advance regional developments. The examples of non-state regionalism includes the Conference of Border Regions of the European Union, the Mesoamerican Alliance of Municipalities, and the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation. Alongside state to state regionalism, non state regionalism has grown in importance in recent decades. This underscores the need for multi stakeholder approach to regional government as well as the rising understanding of the significance of non state players in addressing complex regional concerns. Now, moving on to the last key point of our lesson. What triggers various regional projects? There are numerous variables frequently lead to regionalist projects. The first one is economic motivations, such as the aim to boost trade and investment, develop economies of scale, and foster regional competitiveness are among its primary catalysts. The end of Cold War and its aftermath both encouraged and permitted regionalism, which is another important catalyst for the regionalist movement. States have started working on initiatives that attempt to address the forces of the global market as a result of the advancements of globalization, the level of economic interdependence that already exists, and the globalizations of international economic institutions in particular. Now, as for the examples of regionalist projects, the Asian Development Bank o ADB aims to improve in infrastructure, promote economic development, and reduce poverty in Cagayan Valley, Ilocos, and Cordillera administrative regions. The regionalist project from ADB is the North Luzon Regional Development Project. It is a regional development project funded by the ADB. This project includes the construction of roads, bridge and irrigation system, as well as the development of tourism and agricultural projects. All things considered, regionalism is a complicated and varied phenomena that has both possible advantage and disadvantages. Although successful regional integration can lead to greater collaboration, economic expansion, and security, it necessitates throughout assessments of the various agendas, interests, and capabilities of participating nations. That's all. Thank you.